Hello bibliophiles, this is Shraddha. Welcome back to my channel. So it's probably obvious from the title and the thumbnail, I had the honor of talking to the phenomenal author of one of my favorite books, Blade of Ash, C.F.E. Black, and it was so much fun. We talked about her favorite books, how she got the idea to write Blade of Ash, and so many more stuff. So if you're interested, watch this video up till the very end. And also, if you're not familiar with Blade of Ash, I have a whole video on it where I talk about the tropes, the blurb, everything. So you can check that video out as well. I'll leave the link down below in the description box. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Keep watching. Please welcome the phenomenal author of one of my favorite books, Blade of Ash, C.F.E. Black. First
Hey guys.
of all, thank you so much for being here, Catherine. It's such an honor, and I feel so elated to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk to you.
Yeah, okay. Now here's the thing. I have got a few questions for you. Will you please answer them?
Sure.
My first question, what has influenced you the most as a writer?
Oh man, probably the books that I've read. I have always loved to read, and from a young age, I wanted to be an author. So that first book that I read that I fell in love with as a kid was one of the things that pushed me toward being an author. So that first book that I loved as a kid, it's called My Side of the Mountain, and it was just a children's book, but I fell in love with the story. I started writing stories at that time. And so all the books that I've read that I've loved have shaped me as an author. Everything from what I had to read in high school through, the kids' books that I read a long time ago.
The thing is that I really don't remember the first book I read. I remember the novel series, but not the first book. And one more thing I gotta ask, what are your favorite books?
Yes, that's a great question. I think most authors would probably say their favorite changes all the time. But some of my current favorites, I really enjoyed Spellbreaker by Charlie Holmberg. It has some elements of magic and romance. That one was really entertaining. And I guess as far as like a long-standing favorite, Harry Potter, it really got me into the whole fantasy genre. As a young, I read Harry Potter when I was basically Harry Potter's age each year. And so that really drew me into the fantasy genre. So it's been kind of a long-standing favorite of mine. But I also do enjoy like contemporary literature as well. So All the Light We Cannot See is probably my all-time favorite book. It's like I said, it's just more literary fiction, but it's beautiful. And I guess my favorite like science fiction type novel would be Fahrenheit 451. Fahrenheit 451 and All the Light We Cannot See those are kind of tied as my two favorite books ever.
All the Light We Cannot See has been on my TBR for the longest time. I need to get it now.
It's so good. It's wonderful.
I'll get it. All right, my next question. Do you like audiobooks, physical books, or ebooks better, and why?
Good question. I prefer the physical book. I want to have it in my hands and turn the pages. That is my preference. Although I have definitely increased my audiobook consumption in the past few years. It's easier, you just put your headphones in and listen while you're doing something else. So that's been something I enjoy. I have not honestly really gotten into the ebook thing yet, because if I'm going to have a book in my hands, I want it to be the print copy.
Okay, now the thing with me, I haven't gotten into audiobooks yet. I do ebooks a lot. The audiobooks is new for me. I really haven't tried it. Okay, my next question. What behind the scenes tidbit in your life would probably surprise your readers the most?
Ooh, so especially if you have read Blade of Ash, one of the behind the scenes tidbits that's kind of surprising is that I took a personal experience of mine and sort of wove it into the book in an interesting way. Since you've read the book, but the canyon in the book is kind of like an evil place, and it's a dangerous place. And I actually almost died in the Grand Canyon in the United States. And I took that experience and sort of wove it into the book and had the canyon as a dangerous place that the characters have to go to and of course almost die. So that was probably something surprising, but authors get our inspiration from all kinds of things. And so that was actually a personal experience of mine.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
All right. What's the funniest typo you've ever written?
Oh boy. I mean, probably too many to count. I can't think of a specific typo in my book, uh, that maybe has made it all the way through the proofreaders, but certainly there's been a bunch of them. We all do it. What I can think of now is I mistyped a character's name. There was this typo and it like sailed by me. I never even noticed it. And then a reader commented on it. I was like, oh, thank you. I didn't even notice that.
Oh my God. All right. If you had to describe yourselves in 3 words, what would they be?
Yikes. I would say I'm pretty determined. So let's see, determined and let's see, hardworking. Maybe those are kind of the same thing. And then let's see. These are so hard for me to describe myself. I think I asked my husband, but he's always like, I don't know how to answer those. So determined and hardworking and hopefully friendly. I don't know.
That's okay. All right. So now we come on to a round where I'll give you 2 options and you got to choose one that you prefer.
Okay.
So, shall we get started?
Sounds good.
Tea or coffee?
Definitely coffee.
Okay, paranormal fantasy or sci-fi?
Sci-fi.
See the future or change the past?
Oh, change the past.
Time machine or magic wand?
Magic wand.
English or maths?
English. I've been an English teacher, so it's like my life.
Okay, science or history?
Oh, I love them both, but between the two, science.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Dragons or unicorns?
Ooh. I have dragons.
All right. Winter or summer?
Summer. I don't like to be cold.
Puppies or kittens?
Ooh. Ooh, I don't know. I like them both. I'm not one of those people that has like a preference one or the other, but kittens, I guess.
All right. Princess or a sorceress?
Ooh. Even though my book is about a sorceress, I'm gonna go with princess.
All right. Now we come to a book specific round. It's called Questions About Blade or Wash. And I'm so excited to get this round started because I want to know all about it. So shall we get started?
Yes, sounds good.
My first question, what was the inspiration that led you to write the book?
Okay. Like I said, authors, we get our inspiration from really strange places sometimes. The inspiration for the entire book came from a line in a TV show. It was just a character's name. The character's name was Sir Merlin. And I started immediately thinking about Merlin and King Arthur and kings and sorcerers. And I thought, you know what? It'd be way cooler if the sorcerer were a girl and then he was in love with her, but he couldn't really be. So literally that just after that line in the TV show, I just was like, I have to write this story. So that's where it came from.
That's great. What scene did you find most difficult to write?
Which scene you said?
Yep.
Okay. I, I mean the final battle scenes are always a little hard because you want to make sure you have super fast action and all of the loose ends are tied up, and also kind of leave the reader with this really emotional impact. So to me, I love writing endings, but they also have like there's so much writing on the ending. So probably ending and beginning are the two hardest. That first scene is so hard to know exactly how to start to hook the reader and get all of the information that they need, but not too. So beginning and ending scenes, I think, are the two hardest.
That's honestly, yeah, okay. Okay, now I gotta ask you, the ending obviously left me wanting for more. So, like, do we have a release date for the book too?
Well, if I don't know, if you've been following me on social media, then my husband and I adopted a baby about a month before the book came out. So, and we also have a toddler. So, there is no definite release date for book two yet, only because mom life is certainly, takes priority, and it is a little slower to get book two written, but I'm hoping for early fall. So that's kind of all I'll leave you with now, because I don't want to put a specific date on it. I hate to do that, but again, I'm operating on I write during nap time and when I can.
Well, I look forward to it.
It's yeah, thanks.
My next question: what character, according to you, was most difficult to write?
Which character?
Yes.
Oh, well, honestly, the main character, the boy, Red, because he's a boy, it's easier to write girls from their point of view, obviously. So when I wrote the main character as a boy, which I really wanted to do, because I feel like we don't see that enough in YA fiction, it's all girls, unless you have like the dual perspective kind of books. And so anyway, I wrote the boy main character, and it was a little hard to get inside of his head and think, is this how a boy would think? Is this what he would say? So I had to get a good bit of feedback on that to make sure it was at least semi-authentic and relatable. So that the main character boy, he was the hardest.
Okay, now I need to ask you this. Frederick was given the nickname Red, right? So why Red?
Yes. Well, I just like the name. I'm weird about names and books, and I just pick what I like. And I didn't think Red needed to be a nickname. And so I was like, well, what kind of name sounds like a king's name, but could be shortened into Red, because I just really wanted this name to be Red. And so I thought, well, Frederick works. So yeah, I just wanted his name to be Red.
So it has nothing to do with Red Taylor's version.
With what?
Red Taylor's version, the whole album that came out in November.
Oh gosh, no. No. I mean, like I don't listen to Taylor Swift. Sorry. I like her, but I don't really listen to her music, and didn't even know she had an album called Red. So nothing to do with her.
That's okay. Okay. Who's your favorite side character?
Oh, I like them all. Seb is hard to beat. I just like him. He's silly and yet has some serious sides that we'll see later on. But I also really like Elise. We'll see a lot more of her in book two as well.
That's great. Okay, my last question. What is your favorite scene from Blade of Ash?
Oh, I like the one, let's see. Probably my favorite is when Allie heals his headaches towards the end of the book.
That's great. I actually like it. Okay, now I want to ask, what was the most difficult to write, probably? The part when they were like literally hating each other, or the part where they go soft on each other? So what was more difficult to
write? The part at the beginning when they don't like each other, it's hard to get it like, I don't know, it's hard to manage that without them being too hateful toward each other, but also like, making it where they clearly don't like each other, and they clearly seem up against a lot of things that they would have to overcome in order to like one another. So the part where they disliked each other was harder for sure. And it's not as fun to write, because the fun part is when they start liking each other. That's more fun to write.
Well, maybe it's sick, but I actually love the part where they're like disliking each other. But I love the whole transition that happens. They grow to love each other. I just love that part. So I kind of like.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I kind of like that part a little more. Even though I'm like, okay, you need to get together. But I'm also like, you need to fight a little more. I probably can't explain it very nicely.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's so great that, oh my God, there's so much steam there.
Thanks.
Okay, I also need to ask one last question. How do you pronounce Allie's full name?
Okay, Allian is how I say it.
I was so confused about that one, because first I'm going like Aliana, and then I'm like Allian. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and it's okay. I mean, I think however you say it in your head is fine. I know people mispronounce character names all the time, especially in fantasy, because the names can be weird. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? That's fine. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced Hermione probably for the first half of the series until I saw the movie and was like, oh, that's how you say it.
Yeah, I used to call her Hermione. That was
Yeah.
so embarrassing. Like throughout the first book, I'm calling her Hermione, and then I'm talking to a friend and she's like, dude, you're doing it wrong. And that was so embarrassing.
I think we all did that. Seems like anyway. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Catherine, for your time. It really meant a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you. It's so fun to talk to somebody who, especially across the world, who's read the book and enjoyed it. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I am so honored that I got to be one of the early readers and all. And thank you so much for the opportunity. And thank you so much for giving me the chance to talk to you. It really means a lot. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks so much. Hmm.
You have a good day, right? It's day there, right?
It is. Yes, it is daytime.
You have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Or have a good night.
So thank you.
First of all, I need to thank Catherine for giving me her time. It really meant a lot to me. Thank you so much, Catherine. And also, I wanted to let you know that I'm filming this video a couple days after the interview. So I have also started reading All the Light We Cannot See, and I'm loving it. Thank you so much, because if it weren't for you, I really wouldn't have picked it up. Like, it would have ended up on my TBR for the longest time. Thank you. And thank you guys for watching this video up till the very end. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. This was it. I'll see you people really soon. In the meantime, stay tuned.